historically, sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. Okay? And Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap. Okay, so that's the message. It doesn't mean to say that there's nothing Africans can do. Of course there is. Okay, but this is the opposition that they're fighting. This is what it's about. Because if Africa does do something different, I assure you living standards of all those in Europe and North America and Asia is going to fall. Okay? And that is a big price to pay. I assure you that the West is not going to allow that without a big fight. Okay?
Rien de caché ne sera tenu secret. Rien. Regardez combien ces hommes ou comment ces hommes sont exposés. Ça sont des secrets scellés qui se passent dans des loges, dans des universités, dans des collèges, c'est des choses cachées, des discussions qui se passent dans des bunkers, dans des coins totalement tenus top secret ou des lieux reculés et où les oreilles ne doivent pas être, en fait les oreilles étrangères bien sûr, ne doivent pas être visibles. Et regardez comment ça paraît à la lumière. Et ça, c'est de la pure vérité. C'est comme ça que les hommes de nation fonctionnent. Et là, à l'instant, ils prennent dans leur giron la Chine. Et ils ont associé la Chine. S'il y a une autre puissance qui viendra demain, ils vont encore l'avaler, l'associer. Toujours dans le but d'exploiter, dominer, piller, réduire à néant l'Afrique. L'homme noir. Mais ces hommes-là entendent. Mais ils ne connaissent pas comment s'y prendre. C'est ce que normalement les panafricains, les kémites, les soi-disant politiques africains, c'est ce que les religieux africains, eux qui pensent que le salut viendra des religions venues d'ailleurs, le salut viendra des nations, tout ce monde-là, dans leur confusion totale, devrait comprendre que ils pourront tout faire. Ils pourront faire des marches, ils pourront faire je ne sais quoi et quoi, des guerres et autres. Ils pourront mener n'importe quel mouvement sur terre. Ils ne seront jamais libres. Ils vont faire tout ce qu'ils pourront faire. Jamais ils seront libres. Ça a été scellé. Entendez-les. Écoutez bien comment ils sont en train de parler, ce qu'ils sont en train de se dire. Mais il n'y aura aucune action. Maintenant, nous, enfants de Mfumu Congo, nous disons, tant que le Créateur vivant ne se lève pas, ce peuple-là ne sera pas libre. Sur le plan humanitaire, sur le plan physique, sur le repère terrien, pour s'imposer, il faut avoir l'arme atomique, l'arme nucléaire. Et comment l'Afrique va s'en en procurer? Comment et par quelle voie? Une impossibilité. Rejoignez, nous vous appelons, rejoignez les enfants de Mfumu Congo que nous sommes. Repentons-nous, pleurons envers notre Père, repentons-nous en vérité, si vous voulez que nous soyons affranchis et que vos enfants soient affranchis. Contrairement, la destruction, elle est là. Ces hommes-là ne vont pas reculer. Jamais, en tout et pour tout, ils ne pourront pas reculer. Bonne réflexion à vous. Restez puissamment bénis. Ngeta. Et ça continue de dormir. Malheureusement, ils dorment. Malgré tout, ils dorment. Ils dorment. Ils ne vont pas se réveiller. Ils entendent. Ça ne reste pas dans le cerveau. Pitié. Mon peuple meurt par manque de connaissances. Pitié. Ô enfants de Mfumu Congo, le combat est perpétuellement là. Ngeta. Ouais, on attend que la destruction. Et elle sera là, elle est déjà là. L'armée des cieux va rentrer en action. Ngeta.
So, this is what it's fundamentally about. What I want to show you is how these structures are operating. It's just 20 minutes, so we can't do very much, but just to give you a little bit of an idea. And why I keep the ideology part there is because we are part of the producers of ideology. At universities and academic institutions, we are complicit in this whole enterprise. Okay, so the job of many Western academics is to convince Africans they have to keep doing what they're doing. Okay, and to show them it's your fault that you're poor. It's not our fault. It's your fault that you're poor. You know, so this is what we do in academic institutions, and I want to show that as well. Let me just start. This is what it's basically about, so you know what it's about. But I want to just show you the extent to which Africa is specializing in the production of raw materials and basic agricultural goods. We know the basic forces that have caused this underdevelopment. We know it's colonization. I will not discuss that very much because my colleague speaker is going to go into some aspects of this. But I do want to discuss the global economic structures, the global financial institutions, and economic ideology, briefly, to give you a flavor of those. Let me start with this. You can't really see it so easily, but if those of you who are interested, you want the PowerPoint, I'm sure we can make it available to you. But the thing that you really need to see is the top line. Okay? And the extent of dependency is captured by this statistic at the top. Okay? And you compare it with all other income groups, and what you see is essentially in that one statistic how dependent sub-Saharan Africa is on raw material production. Okay, this is the very heart of what makes sub-Saharan Africa beat. Okay, here, just to have a look at one very important additional statistic. With all this export coming from sub-Saharan Africa, how much does sub-Saharan Africa account for in terms of global trade value? We know there are vast resources coming from there, but look at the bottom line in terms of global trade value. Look at that. 0.5%, 1975, 0.95%, going down to 0.1. To 0.1. Meaning that with all these vast resources being produced, how much are they getting for it? Nothing. Nothing. This is a very significant piece of data. Then I just want to show you what has happened to sub-Saharan Africa, because what we know, and from all studies, no country ever develops without manufacturing. Okay, producing raw materials will not take you anywhere. Producing basic agricultural goods will not take you anywhere. And let's have a look at how much manufacturing activity takes place in sub-Saharan Africa. We can look over the last 15 odd years, 15, 20 years. And we see manufacturing has actually declined as a percentage of the total. This is percentages of total production in sub-Saharan Africa. How much of it is accounted for by manufacturing? So this figure here is 17% of the total. Most of the rest, when we talk of industry, it includes manufacturing, but the bulk of it is mining. Okay? Raw material extraction. This is the bulk of it. And here we see actually raw material extraction has stayed the same. What has caused industry to fall is the fall in manufacturing production. This is deliberate because we will never, as Western economists, as Western policymakers, we cannot afford to allow Africa to industrialize and start producing manufactures. Okay, so we will do everything to stop that. And I'm going to show you how we actually block that.